Mr. Chambers, pleasure to have you here with us. We had a few questions that we wanted to ask you and give you the opportunity to address them to the followers and everybody in your district that is following your campaign at the moment. The first question is kind of personal. We're actually interested to know what inspired you to run for Orlando City Commissioner for the District 3.
What inspired me to run was following the work and dedication of our current commissioner, Robert Stewart, over the past number of years. And I understood he was retiring this election cycle because that was a promise he made 4 years ago. And so, in that capacity, I looked around to see who participates in the community. And with my time going to various neighborhood meetings and groups, serving as an elected soil and water supervisor, speaking at City Hall, I didn't see anyone who participated in the community to the levels that I had over the past number of years. So I went around and asked people who they thought should be who they thought should represent them at City Hall once Commissioner Stewart retires. And it seemed like a lot of the answers were me. So, uh, running for office, I feel like it's more of a calling rather than something you necessarily, want to do yourself. You have to be called to it. And so that was my calling.
I definitely understand that. Very well said. For sure. It's definitely a calling. I mean, for those who don't have that calling and try to jump in, you see how it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
But the second question I would love to ask is how has your professional and community experience prepared you to serve this district effectively?
Well, professionally, I am the only elected official in the race. Like I said, I serve on the Soil and Water Board, and I'm the chairman of the board. In that capacity, I have worked with various government officials and entities, doing things like advocating for appropriations to improve water quality, trying to support ballot initiatives to protect against annexations and protect our rural boundary. I've also spoken at City Hall and, read through the budgets, read through ordinances, read through city code. And also, I'm a government professor. I got my bachelor's and master's degree in government. And now today I teach local government at Valencia College. So not only do I have the academic knowledge, but I also have the experience working with and connecting with the various government bodies and individuals that run our city, county, and state. Now, more so personally, I've been born and raised here in the district, and that's not inherently a qualification, but I've been active in the community and have met with people and the leaders of the various groups and communities and neighborhood associations and heard from them firsthand and built that relationship with them to understand what issues are important to them most. So I feel like with that connection, with my experience in government, I'm the most effective person in this race who will to be on the city council.
Eh, That's actually the two most important things you need, and to have them both is perfect when it comes to education and the experience behind it. So
Mm-hmm.
I commend you for that. My next question, being a resident of Orlando myself and seeing how quickly it's growing and progressing, um, how would you support small businesses and local entrepreneurs throughout your district when you're elected?
Well, our community is very diverse, and it's an unfortunate thing that has basically gone away is the existence of what is called a women and minority owned business enterprise, which gives special assistance by the city to small businesses that are women and minority owned businesses. So I think trying to reinstate that program is a positive. I think it's also positive to make sure people are able to get to businesses without necessarily having to drive, because parking's an issue in our city. And if you can't find a place to park, if you're driving a car, well, you're not going to go and visit that place. So we need to make sure businesses are more accessible to people walking or using public transportation or other means of transportation. I also think it's important, and it's an issue that impacted us here in District 3, is when an infrastructure project goes on, let's say redoing a storm drain or redoing a road, that the businesses surrounding the infrastructure project are not impacted. For example, on the Lake Ivanhoe area, parts of Orange Avenue were closed, and that hurt businesses because people couldn't get to their business because the road was closed. And so I think when we in the future, when we have these infrastructure projects, which are necessary, we identify retail businesses in the surrounding area that will be impacted and give them some type of tax rebate or deduction to help compensate for the losses that they would face due to our government trying to upgrade our infrastructure. I think that's another great way to help our small businesses.
Yes, yes, I love that. And then finally, I would like to ask you, you know, as a closing statement, what would you tell these voters? I mean, obviously, they need to go vote, but
Yes.
and for Mr. Chambers himself. But what message would you like to leave us with today?
I will leave you with the message that there are 5 candidates in this race. I am one of them. And when you go and vote, which you have until 7 p.m. Tuesday night, make sure that you vote for the candidate that not only stands for issues in general, but stands for the issues you care about. Too often do I feel as though many politicians say fancy words that sound nice, but they don't really tell you what they're going to do for you. If you go to my
Very true.
website, chambersfororlando.com/platform, you can see exactly the issues I stand for and how I'm going to address those issues. So again, just make sure you do your research. Whoever you feel best represents you, make sure you vote for them before 7 p.m. this Tuesday night.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody, go vote, go vote. Tuesday is the day that you get to make a difference. And again, Mr. Chambers, it was a privilege to have you here from the team
Thank you.
at Caribbean American Passport News and Cap Village. We appreciate your time, and let's get that W. Let's get that win.
Thank you.
You have a blessed one.
You too.